For more than 40 years, People Incorporated has been an integral part of the Greater Fall River community. Creative, collaborative, and invested in the region, we have consistently developed supports to make our community a better place to live. Dedicated to a better future for all our citizens, we are People on the Move. Hi folks, welcome to another episode of People on the Move. I am excited about the show tonight. Very often when we do our television show, we talk a lot about some of the supports and services that People Incorporated provides. I'm very happy today because on our show we're going to not only talk about supports and services, but we're going to talk to a couple of folks who work at People Incorporated who provide direct services to folks in our community. And we're going to talk to a gentleman who receives some of the supports and services that our agency offers. My guests in the studio today are Aaron Hubley, who is an employment specialist at the agency. Welcome, Aaron.
Thanks, Bob.
Shannon Hebda, who is the Director of Community Supports for People Incorporated. Welcome, Shannon.
Thank you.
And Mark Leonard, who's going to tell us about his employment at People Incorporated and also talk a little bit about some of the supports and services that he receives from our agency. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you.
Pleasure to have all of you on here. So let's get started. I think it'd be a good thing if we get a little bit of background on everybody. Aaron, what exactly is an employment specialist? How long have you been working at the agency, and what's your day-to-day job like?
Well, I've been with the agency for about 3.5 years now. And an employment specialist is someone who works with adults of varying abilities and helps place them competitively within their community in,
in jobs. And that's something a lot of people in our community aren't really aware that we do so much of, that we have so many people who are working in the community. So your job would be to...
we take it all the way from square one in terms of resume building, interview skills.
Yeah.
And we go right through the process. We help out with the interview if the company allows us to.
Yeah.
And then once the individual secures employment, we continue to support that individual and the business for which they work for.
So you actually go out to the business where the person is working and help to make sure that they do the job well.
Correct.
And also I know a large part of what you do is to help them sort of get connected socially.
Right.
Because that's so important to being able to be successful at work. Right?
Yeah, working relationships are very important in the workplace.
Great. Shannon, you are the Director of Community Supports. Now,
Yep.
I know you've been with us quite a while. How long have you been with the agency, and what do you do in your role now?
I think I've been with the agency for about 9 years now.
Yeah.
And as Director of the Community Supports, what the Community Supports does is we provide social opportunities for individuals within the community in the Greater Fall River area.
Yeah. What are some of those supports that you provide?
So we have a calendar of events, and individuals are able to sign up for those events, and they vary from theater outings to sporting outings, dine outs.
And you have a monthly calendar
a monthly calendar, yep.
And that gets mailed out to families and people in the community?
That gets mailed out to providers, families, and individuals.
Awesome. And now you've had that position how long now, Shannon?
About 3 years.
About 3 years. And you've done a phenomenal job. The program has grown.
Right.
I know just recently you began developing a number of new after-school programs. Could you talk a little bit about those programs?
Sure. So right now, actually, we're doing an after-school program for teenagers ages 14 to 21 with developmental disabilities, and it provides an after-school environment which includes creative arts, cooking classes, computer classes, community opportunities, and that's from 2:30 to 5:30 every day.
Every day, Monday through Friday, we provide that services. And I know you do a lot of activities on weekends as well.
Right. So all of the community supports activities are offered in the afternoons and on weekends.
Okay, great. Now, Mark, this is Mark Leonard. You are an employee of People Incorporated, and tell me a little bit about your job and what you do.
I work in the mail room at 4 South Main Street. I deliver the mail
Yeah,
throughout the building to the certain divisions,
yeah,
and I also take the mail over to the mailbox,
okay.
the outgoing mail that has to have postage on it.
Yeah. And that's a huge job because we now have, because you've been with us from when we first moved in, right? Back last April, you've been here. And we now have, as you've seen, we've grown quite a bit. We've got about 120 people who are in the building. So you've got to make sure that that's an important role, that you've got to make sure that we all get our mail on time and the mail goes to the right people. And you do an incredible job of that. How's that
Thank you.
job? How's that job been working out for you?
The job's been working out pretty good. I like it. The people there are very nice. And like I said, it's all about helping other people. And
Yep.
you know, if I wasn't there to do it, then people wouldn't be able to get their mail.
Yeah. You do
And
a
that's
great.
the thing that I love helping the other people, and I enjoy delivering the mail throughout the divisions. It keeps me busy, and
Yeah.
I'm always on my toes.
Yeah.
So I
Now,
enjoy that.
where do you live?
I live in Somerset, Mass, Shawmut Gardens.
Oh, okay. Okay. And you've been there how long now?
I'd want to say about maybe 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, because you're not originally from the Fall River area, right?
Nope, I'm from Eastern Mass,
Yeah.
on the other side of Brockton.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we like having you here in Fall River, Mark.
Thank you.
So you get to do an awful lot of things. Aaron, how long have you been working with Mark?
In his current position, like you said, for about a year.
About a year.
Yep, and a few years before that as well,
Yeah.
when he wasn't in this position.
Yeah. What are some of the things you were doing job-wise before you took over the mailroom? Because you don't just work in the mailroom, you run the mailroom.
Right. I was working, I did like several volunteer jobs
Yeah.
at the workshop, the food pantry,
Okay.
the brown bag,
Oh, yeah.
which I enjoyed both, and I also did Robbins Manufacturing,
Okay.
sleeving the bolts, which is very fun.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. So you get involved in a lot of the activities I know that Shannon plans. And I got to say, I'm still upset, Mark. You got to go see The Who. I did not get to see The Who. Shannon, did you get to see The Who? Aaron?
Did not see
No.
The Who.
So how'd you pull that one off?
Well, I make good money, and I was able to afford the tickets. My house manager has been very pleased with the job I've been doing, and she says, you deserve to go to a concert, you deserve to have some fun.
Yeah.
You work hard for your money, and
Hey, that
that's
could be
how
a
it came
song.
about.
So you got to see The Who, because I know you weren't one of those guys that 35 years ago had the ticket for the concert they canceled, right?
No.
So you told me the other day, you told me a story about what happened that night that just cracked me up. You want to tell us that story again?
Well, we went to the concert, and we parked up on Federal Hill, and unfortunately, when we came back to find our van, someone had taken it for a little joyride and parked it about 4 blocks over.
Yeah. So how'd you find the van?
A police officer drove us around Providence, and we ended up finding it 4 blocks away.
That's great. So you got home late that night, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was a late night,
Yeah.
but it was fun
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah. So, Shannon, what are some of the things that you've been able to, provide for Mark to do activity-wise?
So he actually can tell you some more details about them, but he has attended the Providence Bruins, the Pawtucket Red Sox, some dine-outs, some exercise outings.
What's your favorite dine-out place in Fall River
On Fall River,
or in the area? What's your favorite place to go to eat?
well, in Fall River, it's Cavello's.
Oh,
The
okay.
Portuguese
You like the
restaurant.
Portuguese food.
I love
Good for you.
Portuguese food.
Are there any other ones that I have forgotten? Pawtucket Red Sox, Providence Bruins. A lot of the sporting.
The Patriots Hall of Fame.
Patriots Hall of Fame, yeah.
Yep.
And you're a big sports guy.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. In fact, Rick Gorvin, who's our HR director, was telling me you guys have a little sports meeting every day.
Yes, we talk about the sports.
Yeah.
He's a Bruins fan. I'm a Bruins fan, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So is hockey your favorite sport to watch?
No, actually, basketball is my favorite sport.
Okay, college or pro?
I like pro.
You like pro? Yeah.
I like to watch it, and I like to play basketball. I'm very active.
Yeah. Good. What are some of the other things you like to do to keep yourself active?
I like to golf.
Do you?
Yeah. Whether it be mini golf or the
Yeah.
driving range.
Yeah.
I like to hike.
Yeah.
I love going for walks. I also love building models,
Oh yeah. What kind of models?
like the car models, the
Yep.
ones that you have to glue together.
Yeah.
I love collecting sports cards.
Yeah. Excellent. Keeps you busy. You got a full,
Yes.
you got a full schedule on your plate, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, Aaron, you support Mark in his job, but you also support other people as well in the community, right?
I do.
What are some of the other places where you support people in our community?
It varies. We have people in the community everywhere from receptionists, supermarket clerks, custodians. I mean, you name it, we pretty much have someone
Yeah.
there who we support and work with on a regular basis.
I think for many of you who know People Incorporated, you're probably more familiar with the fact that for many years we had what we referred to as sheltered workshops, which were places where we would take work from different manufacturing companies in the area, and we would collate, we would package, we would do light assembly, and that model has kind of gone by the wayside. What we're currently involved in is trying as best as possible to provide people the opportunity to work in community businesses and community settings. And I know we have an awful lot of places where we have folks work, right? I mean,
We do.
I know I'm always running into someone at a local business who says, oh, some of your folks are working over at our building. And then we also do a lot of, as Mark mentioned, you were involved in some community volunteer activities, and you mentioned the food pantry, right?
And the brown bag.
And the brown bag, which I think was an effort by Bristol County Elder Services. Is that?
Yes.
Am I right in that? I don't think I think they've just recently stopped doing that, or are going to be stopping that.
I don't know. Yeah, it was fairly recent.
Yeah, yeah. So there are an awful lot of different places that People Incorporated and the folks that we provide supports to get opportunities to go, and it makes so much more sense that people are now more actively a part of their community. So I wish I had your social life, Mark. I mean, you every time I see you, you're going somewhere. I remember we were having a conversation a while ago. You were on your way to a weekend up in North Conway.
Yes.
So you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. I do vacations with Drew's Famous Trips. It's Alternative Leisures.
Yeah.
They do several trips. They do trips to New Hampshire. I've been to New Hampshire. I've been to Vermont. My experience on doing the trips is very fun. And I would advise anybody who, would like to do trips to look into that, because it's very fun. You pay one price, your chaperones are included, your food's included.
Yeah.
All you do is pay for the trip, which everybody has a blast. It's a great time.
Yeah.
New Hampshire's beautiful.
Yeah, North Conway is a great area.
Oh, yes. It's very
Did you
beautiful
do any
up
hiking when you were up there?
there. We did a lot of walking. We did a lot of shopping.
Yeah.
We went out to eat. We tried the different places up there.
They got some great restaurants in that
Yes.
area. So
Yes.
I've been going up to North Conway for probably 35 years now to mostly hike, but I love that area. So,
Yes, it's very beautiful.
yeah. Now, Shannon, you've expanded
Yep.
what we do in terms of community supports, recreation. I know one of the things we haven't talked about, because you didn't even mention that you love to bowl.
Yes.
And you want to talk a little bit about our bowling league, and then you can talk about what that's meant to you?
So years ago, a bowling league was actually started by a group of families, and it ran for about 15 years. And unfortunately, the founding member passed away, so People Incorporated then came in and said they would run the program. So about 30 people attend the program every Saturday, and it runs from May through September.
And that was, again, that was one of those things that remains sort of a little known thing about what People Incorporated is and what we are always trying to do. You know, the families that started that program, I remember many of them from when I worked at People Incorporated back in the 70s, and they gave their heart and soul into creating an opportunity for people to be able to have a social and a physical outlet through bowling. And I knew a number of those parents very well. And, you know, when we were asked by the local Department of Developmental Services area office to try to see what we could do to continue it, because, you know, as you said, the founding member passed away. Many of the parents were older and just didn't have the, you know, the energy anymore to keep it going. I mean, we didn't hesitate at all. Because we knew the importance of being able to create opportunities for people to recreate together and socialize together. And the fact that we still have that many people involved is a wonderful thing. So
even compared to the regular community supports, I think it originally started with 12, and now we serve 160.
Wow, that is phenomenal. So tell me a little bit about how you feel about bowling. Where do you go? Where do you
We
bowl?
go to Holiday Lanes in
Somerset?
Somerset.
Okay.
I enjoy the bowling
Yeah.
because you get to play against other people and you get to have fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about winning or losing. It's about having fun.
Are you
and
any
it's
good?
something that I enjoy. Oh, I'm very good.
I'm terrible.
My highest score was a 179.
Oh, you're way out of my league. I have trouble. Actually, people saw me because the United Way, every year when we do our sort of kickoff to the United Way campaign, we go to the Holiday Lanes in Westport to bowl, and I am horrendous. You're going to have to give me some lessons.
Well, all I can say is practice makes perfect. You got to
So-
keep practicing.
So then I should take more time off from my job so that I can get my bowling game back in check, right?
No, I'm just saying you should practice a little more.
Come on, Mike.
You'll get better at it. You'll get better at it.
Yeah. So-
I mean, nobody's perfect. I mean, like I said, when I first started out, I struggled a lot. I didn't do as well, but after a while, you get used to it. You know,
Now, you ever do the little balls or the candle?
No, I don't like that. I
You
like
don't
the
that?
bigger balls.
You like
It's
the
a
bigger
lot
ones.
more easier. I understand it a lot more.
Yeah. So now, is this a weekly
Weekly.
activity?
Every Saturday.
And now, what a lot of people wouldn't know is we provide a lot of transportation for these activities
Right. So we provide transportation and staffing.
and staffing for those things. And we provide a whole variety of other stuff. Do we have any new activities that we've got going on? Any exciting vacations planned?
Well, vacations we tend to do more in the summertime. Cape Cod trips we
Yeah.
usually do. Something new that we've been doing is a part of the fitness challenge, that the Fall River Fitness Challenge
yeah.
is putting on fitness
Yeah.
for the individuals to utilize, because we do have a lot of our individuals that are part of the fitness challenge.
Yeah, okay. Now, Mark, you've seen the new fitness center that we have over at 4 South Main Street in our new building where you work. What do you think about that? Have you tried it yet?
I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah.
Because of the hours I work.
Okay.
But I am looking into getting into Workout World.
Oh, okay. The one here in Fall River.
Yes, my DDS work is looking into it.
Excellent.
But there's a snag. They're trying to find transportation.
Oh, okay.
So from Riggin back, they can't get the transportation, the SERTA bus over to there.
Oh.
So what I was thinking is asking my staff if they couldn't get me a ride there, and I could spend a few hours there and work out.
You know, we got quite a few people at 4 South Main Street that work out over at WOW.
I didn't know
We'll
that.
have to hook you up with one of them. Yeah, we'll
All
get
right.
you there. So that's wonderful. Now, Aaron, some of the supports that you do with people obviously involve your having to be able to work well, not only with the folks that we provide supports to, but you have to work well with the business people.
Right.
So how has that been for you? Because you kind of have to be sometimes a negotiator to be able to keep
You
things
do.
running smoothly.
You do. Flexibility is definitely the key word,
Yeah.
and just being able to, mold yourself into what that employer wants. And but not only that, it's about trying to find the individual what they want as well.
Yeah.
A job that's suited to their skills and something that they want to do. But usually we do a pretty good job of trying to match up individuals with employers.
Yeah.
And vice versa. And so it usually works out, but there is definitely a lot of collaboration between myself, employers, and the individual just to make the whole situation work.
Yeah, and you've done, I mean, the whole group of employment specialists that work together do an incredible job of not only linking people to employment, but
Right.
keeping them sustained in that employment.
Right, that is a large part of it, is the ongoing support.
Yep.
It's not only, building up skills, soft skills, and, getting the job. It's the continued support is what's very, very important for us, because we want to, see these individuals succeed and, have sustaining employment for a long, long time.
Now, Shannon, I know a lot of what you do is recreation-based, but as an organization, we're also involved in those sort of social opportunities in a lot of other areas, not only in the employment model, but also we have a faith-based program. Could you talk a little bit about that program?
Sure. So Spiritual Connections is actually run by Cal Troy. And actually Mark, I believe, was part of that.
Yeah.
And what they do is they pair people up with faith companions.
Now, are you currently a part of that as well?
Yes, I am. I go to church every other Sunday.
Yeah.
I go with Tina Noguera.
Oh, yeah.
She is my faith companion.
Yeah.
It's fun because when you go to church, you get to meet other people, and
Yeah.
I go to New Hope Christian Church.
Yeah. Okay.
Pastor Dave Therian
Yeah.
is my pastor, very nice guy. I enjoy doing that because, you get out and, you get to worship and you get a service in. It's fun.
And you hit the key. You get to meet a lot of people and socialize because that's being a part of that it has a large social component to it as well. How many people do we have currently that we support through the faith-based model?
I'm not sure. I believe it's about 60.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And that was sort of a grassroots effort many years ago. I know there were a number of people from the local area DDS office who were involved, along with a number of community people, and People Incorporated. Started kind of doing the management of it, and we've really kind of turned it into our own program over time, and it's done really well. Carol Choi does a phenomenal job with that program. And how long have you been involved in that program?
I'd want to say about a year, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe about a year or two.
And Tina, who's your faith-based companion, is taking on a new role herself. She's gone from being a worker in our employment services division, and she's now taken over. She's going to be not only the camp coordinator for Camp Jack, our camp for kids with diabetes, but she's also now the youth coordinator. So she's going to be providing a lot of supports and services for families and individuals through the Diabetes Association as well.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, Mark, what is the job that you have currently? Is that your favorite job of all time? Or?
I do like the job.
Yeah.
I do different things at the job.
Yeah.
It's not just delivering the mail.
No.
Which I'd like to elaborate on a little bit.
Sure, go ahead.
I do copying projects for people when they need packets. I help people if they need help.
Yeah.
Like labeling stuff, or one time I helped the Face Division down in the Great Room move some boxes into their room.
Yeah, okay.
Because I had a little bit of time. I do spare projects around. It's not just delivering the mail. When I have time, I've also covered the phones for Ida,
Yeah,
which is fun.
yeah. And you probably know of the 120, 125 people that are working in that building, you probably know more about their lives and who they are than any other person in People Incorporated.
Yeah, the people there, they're fun. They always make it very pleasurable to work there.
Yeah,
You know, they make it like an easy environment, comfortable for you.
yeah,
You know, nobody's rude, nobody's, you know, they're very polite. And like I said, the money's great, but it's not just about the money, it's about helping other people.
yep,
It's about doing a service for other people,
Yep.
and it's about connecting with other people, you know? And I can say that I'm not sure how long I've been working there. I know it's been a
about
while.
a year. It'll be a year in April,
Yeah,
actually.
a year.
Yeah,
I was able to make some very good relationships there, and you know the people just make it comfortable for you.
yeah,
And Aaron, if I can say, he does a good job. He works with me, helps me put the postage on stuff, and we do certain projects. And you know, I'm very pleased and happy to have met Aaron and be able to work with him in that environment.
Aaron's a good guy.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So, hey, I can't believe it. We're winding down. We're in our last minute of the show. So I wanted to thank all of you for being on the show. It was a great show. I think it was really great for folks to be able to learn a little bit more about, you know, what it is that we do. And, you know, you get to do so many wonderful things. I remain jealous, Mark. I really do. But folks, I wanted to thank you for listening to another episode of People on the Move, and I hope you'll join us in the future for new shows that we will bring to you every month. Thank you very much.